Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. My name is Sean, and I'm delighted you're joining us for today's ESPC community webinar. Today, I'm joined by Emma Glenn, as unfortunately Aki couldn't make it today, who will cover real-world M365 Copilot experience from 400 plus organizations. We love hearing you guys have to say, so remember to join in on the conversation about today's webinar. Our handle is @ESPC_community, and our hashtag is #ESPC25. Tweet us, tag us, and tell us what you learned. Don't forget to check out our Learning Hub, which is updated with the latest blogs, ebooks, webinars, and how-to videos. You can access and view the Learning Hub by visiting our website, sharepointeurope.com, and clicking the Content tab at the top. Don't let the learning stop here. Continue to keep up and stay ahead by joining us for our next webinar. Optimizing your SharePoint storage, strategies to control your Microsoft 365 costs and Copilot data quality, with Jeff, MVP, and Yatindra. This webinar will take place Wednesday, the 30th of April, 11 a.m. CEST. For more information on this webinar, please check out www.sharepointeurope.com/register for webinars. Take your Power Platform expertise to new heights at EPPC 25. Join us for a full day workshop and master everything from Power Automate to AI agents and Microsoft Copilot. You'll learn from top industry professionals and connect with peers who share your passion for innovation. Use code Copilot Week to save €150. But hurry, the offer is only valid until April 30th. Scan the QR code to find out more. At FabCon Europe, you can learn about Power BI, Synapse, Data Factory, Azure, Microsoft Fabric, and more. Book your super early bird tickets today and save up to €700. Book now at www.sharepointeurope.com/European Microsoft Fabric Community Conference tickets. Attend Europe's premier Microsoft 365 and AI conference for incredible insights and real-world inspiration. Book today and take advantage of our super early bird sale. Use the code Copilot Week to save €150 on your ticket. This offer is only valid until April 30th. Scan the QR code to find out more and secure your place. As always, if you have any questions at any stage, feel free to type in the questions box and Emma will get to them during the webinar. This webinar will be recorded and added to the Resource Center, where you'll be notified by email when it is available. And now I'm going to pass you over to today's webinar presenter, Emma. Hello, Emma. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yep. Just to give me 1 or 2 minutes, I seem to have a bit of a technical issue here in the background, but it would be solved in a couple of minutes. So just give me a minute. We just tested everything, but as we know, in a live situation, these kind of things can happen. So just a minute. And then I will share my screen. Okay. Just a second again. I need to do some background last minute things because of the technical issues. But here I am at the moment. Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen, yep.
And you can now see the Copilot Adoption Service.
Amazing, yeah, I can see it.
Yes, sure. So let's go with this one. So hi, everyone. My name is Emma Glenn. I work in the company called Sulava and the Digital Neighborhood. And I am here today to tell you some of the key findings of our Copilot adoption customers. I hope everyone is doing fine in this Friday afternoon. So if you have any questions, please let Sean know and he will let me know. So let's make it interactive if you have anything that you would like to ask while we go. Unfortunately, because of the last minute technical issue, I need to at some point switch to another presentation, but let's see how it goes. And I am here today instead of Aki, which is my coworker and boss and our AI president and everything. I am here to tell you about these real life examples. And I am going to present these through the Copilot Adoption Service, which is our framework of the Copilot adoptions. What we do basically for the Europe and the Middle East region. First of all, few words about the digital neighborhood. We have about 1,500 professionals in the Europe and Gulf region, and we basically cover everything in Microsoft expertise. But it's been really interesting for me. I've been here for 1.5 years, ever since the Copilot was launched. So everything kind of a change in a consulting perspective as well. So we need to really bring together all the different expertise to actually make new things happen in AI era work. About this one, well, in the headline, it already says that we have over 400 Copilot adoption organizations. I don't know if the number is actually higher at the moment, but we are talking about over 150,000 trained Copilot users worldwide. It's quite a lot, and for me as an AI coach, I can see that it's a lot of work. It won't happen by itself. We were also recognized as double global Microsoft Partner of the Year finalist in last year, and hopefully we will be there this year again. We are not the biggest one, but we really have invented this great framework for Copilot adoption, and I would like to tell you of the outcomes of it. So few customer cases. Let's go straight into that. We have worked for different industries, for different customers, with the same framework, and I must say that the biggest adoption we have done or participated, because at that point you can't do it by yourself, is adoption for 20,000 people in one organization. We have also done a lot of those, like a few hundred user pilots and all that kind of things, but still the main thing is that we are actually approaching in the exactly same point of view for everyone. So of course the scale of what we do is different for different organizations, but still all the companies that we have worked with from different industries, we use the same framework. One of the most amazing real life example is the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company called ADNOC. And they have super cool strategy for AI. We've been working with them for, I think, over a year now. And yes, they purchased 20,000 Microsoft M365 Copilot licenses in early last year. And last year, this time, our trainers were giving over 700 live sessions to groups of about 35 to 50 people in ADNOC with hands-on guidance and live demos, and this actually the result with the interaction for Copilot per month was pretty high, over 300,000. And they actually calculated it to save ADNOC employees over 35,000 hours of productivity monthly, which is a big thing. And they calculated this to be the ROI to be 500%, and the monthly interactions this year have gone even higher. So this is basically one of our biggest cases in Copilot adoption. But it won't happen by itself. We really need to hands-on train people and coach people in the mindset level as well. So it's not about only showing them the slides how this goes. We need to make sure that people actually try hands-on, and it's a lot of work. About these numbers and everything, in Europe we are behind. At least I'm from Finland, but I work in Europe and in the UAE also. So we can see what happens now in Europe and in Finland is that companies are buying like 1,000 licenses, or some maybe 5,000, but still we are behind of these numbers. But I really want to tell you about the difference if you buy license to someone or if you buy license to everyone, like ADNOC did. Of course, we know that these numbers are super high. Not every company buy just 20,000 licenses and then start to think about what to do with these. The most common question that I have as an AI strategist and AI coach is that how much time we need to actually invest that our people learn. And investing time for people to learn is a question about how many hours are you using per day to actually do your work. I was just talking about this yesterday with some university community team, and yes, we really need to invest time to get those high numbers. It's not something that happened by itself. We need to go through the learning curve and everything with the people to get the monthly interactions in this level, and it needs to be ongoing. It really needs to be ongoing, because what we can see with the customers, I'm going to show you some analytics soon, but what we need to understand is that this is not a system that we are implementing. This is an ongoing innovation journey about how we are going to reinvent our work.
Emma, there's a question in, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
What are ADNOC's top 3 use cases? Summaries, meeting notes, and text drafting. How many total employees does ADNOC have?
The top 3 use cases are, I'm not remembering right correct, but probably they are the typical what we put in the category of typical information workers, like making your individual productivity increased. But I'm going to present you what we are actually now doing with the customers that we have, and it's most focused on the process development. What was the other question?
How many total employees does ADNOC have?
I think it's the 20,000 is at least of the information workers. I think they bought it almost to everyone.
Perfect.
Yeah. Now, when companies are buying licenses, they are asking for which we should give this. And if you have 20,000 people and you buy 1,000 licenses, at least give those licenses to the same group or same function or same business unit, because you can definitely, and within our framework, you can actually increase the individual productivity. But when it comes to the process developing our routines and models and everything, you need to work with those people who have the license. So let's say that within 20,000 people, you just give 1,000 licenses to someone. You won't have the same adoption rate that you would have if you give the 1,000 licenses to, let's say, one business unit or one function, like administration or something. So that's super important to understand. And again, I want to highlight that these are big numbers, and it needs constantly, ongoingly activation to get this kind of an return of investment. I'm going to show you another case here. Unfortunately, for this, I can't say the customer name, but we use this a lot because this is a great way to demonstrate what happens if you don't do that, if you are only going to give people like a couple of trainings. So here, July last year, this customer got, they bought, I think, 500 licenses. Yes. And then they had a partner who delivered, like, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2, but let's say couple of trainings, slideshows, what is this tool? And as you can see, first the adoption rate increased a bit, and then nothing. This customer actually went to Microsoft and said that we don't really need this tool for anything because our people, they are not using it. They have the licenses. Now then, Microsoft came to us and we started to approach this adoption through our Copilot adoption framework, which means that at September we started to coach and train people ongoingly with the adoption plan that we created. And until November last year, the customer made a decision for the adoption forecast. We can actually calculate these things out of the data that we had from the Microsoft environment and from the tools that we use, like surveys to the end users. They bought more licenses. We are now giving the next round, and they are planning to switch to 4-day work week with the help of AI. Not only with the help of Copilot, but with the help of AI, because they realize that if we continuously keep people learning, we are getting so much benefits out of it that we can move the 4-day work week, which is the biggest strategic goal for this customer and for AI. And this is also, these are the points where customers see the value of Copilot as part of their AI strategy. But it won't happen if you just simply throw the licenses to people and then wait actively for something to happen. It's not going to happen. This is quite of an eye-opening thing. So first you need to invest for the support, and the license shouldn't not even be the question, because people who are using Copilot are saving the price of the license in the first Monday of the month. So that's not a big deal even, but then companies need to invest for the support because they are not active like AI expertise within the companies, of course, in different areas. But when it comes to exact Copilot adoption, it's a huge thing. And we need to start with the very basics, with the everyday individual productivity, and then move on to agents and everything. Now, I would like to hear at this point some comments or questions about the audience. What do you think about this? Do you support the idea that this needs to be an ongoing thing? If Sean, you could share me some.
If people want to put in the questions box. Hopefully.
Yeah, what do you think? Because myself, I'm thinking, is this going to be ongoing forever with AI? I think it is, but even for now, we are like organizing this adoption to up onboarding and upskilling and scaling and all that. So what do you think?
I think people are quiet.
People are quiet because it's Friday. But if you have any ideas or comments, please share those in the chat, because I'm always asking this and I would like to hear about that.
Someone said, what does ongoing training mean in terms of frequency of trainings, posts, etc.? Okay. Also user groups.
Yeah, I will show you something in a minute, but for this customer, it meant one training and one coaching in a week for a certain group. So like 2 to 3 hours in a week invested time for a month.
Another person said, what training is provided? How is it structured, by role, by app?
Yeah, so first of all, I will show you in a minute, but training, nowadays it goes like we offer first AI for all, which means that everyone in this company can now have the basics of AI, the basics of prompting. Then those who have M365 Copilot licenses, they are moving into the path for M365 Copilot users, and they will have their basics and app-based trainings. And in the upskilling scale, they are moving into profile-based and function-based trainings. And in the scaling part, they are moving things like AI Coach Academy, where they actually become an AI coaches for themselves. So it's a journey for the user. And as we know now, when Copilot Chat is possible to use for M365 users, that's also a group what we need to train, not only those who have M365 Copilot license.
Yeah, there's a lot of them coming in now.
Yeah.
Are organizations hesitant to purchase adoption services, and do you have recommendations for getting through this barrier?
Can you please repeat the question?
Are organizations hesitant to purchase adoption services, and do you have recommendations for getting through this barrier?
The barrier of actually having support. Did I understood right?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a big question. Because mainly they are thinking that this is an IT project. Okay, let's just implement AI and that's it, which is not the situation, because the situation is we need to have ongoing support. So the barrier is there, but I think the most important thing is to talk about the decision makers in the very first beginning. We are winning huge cases at the moment because we have the model of actually, I myself as an AI strategist, I am talking when we start to even think about the Copilot adoption together with Microsoft, we talk about the forecast already when we start to do the first things. So typically it starts with the pilot, because no one but companies like AdNoc has this kind of budgets to take it for all. So they start with pilot for 300 or 500 or something users, or even less. And through that, when we do the value summary at the end of every pilot or every cycle we deliver in this framework, they will have the calculations and everything, the first identified use cases, and then after that, it's easier to make more decisions. Is there more questions?
Yeah.
Thoughts on this?
Yeah. Should you have different levels of training, best time length? Could recorded or self-paced training be effective?
Yes. So when we talk about big companies, not everyone are going to participate into the sessions. So yes, they are recorded and the recordings are useful for a while. But as we all know, if I give you a training today, maybe tomorrow something totally new came and it's not useful anymore. So even in basic trainings, agents and everything are considered at the moment. That was not the situation half years ago. So it's not very long a useful recording, but still for the period when the active program is happening, it will. So yes, a lot of people are learning from the recordings also, but when it comes to adoption and change management, there needs to be other engagement like tips and tricks and learning tasks and everything like that. We have even some games for learning AI, so you have this um, like these notes once in a week that, hey, try these things, and then you fill out the quick survey, how was it and what did you found. So a lot of things need to happen to get these adoption rates.
Yeah, just the last one was, what do you train each week? Doesn't Copilot content run out after a while?
Sorry, I think I missed some part of it. Your voice was
Yeah, so just what do you train each week? Doesn't Copilot content run out after a while?
yeah. So yeah, we need to update our training content weekly basis. We need to make sure that it's up to date to every technology changes and where the world is going and everything. So even those who went through the whole onboarding program, they are continuing with upskilling, then they are continuing with the scaling, then they are continuing with the evergreen sessions, what's new in Copilot, build your own agent and all that stuff. So it's it's an ongoing learning journey.
Perfect. Yeah, that's all the questions so far.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks.
Of course, it's all about money when it comes to investment. So this is like, what would these roles estimate for every dollar spent on AI projects? What is the return of investment? Which we can see that leaders might not have that much uh, believe into that at some point, but still this is a conversational thing, and I think this is also a cultural thing that changed the AI transformation. As I said, what we can see now in Finland, in Netherlands, it's year behind of that, or 6 months behind of that, and Gulf region is going way ahead of everything. um, And yeah, about the value creation in the use cases, we really quickly move on to look at this from the profile-based perspective. So even in individual productivity level, we are thinking about this. But most of the stuff of AI skills in mindset level and let's say prompting and that kind of things, they are super same to everyone. And AI for all, I would say, is the trend for this year, because as well as the agents, of course, because it's now happening to everyone. I'm going to show you one of my favorite customer cases soon. But as I said, the Copilot chat and M365 Copilot, you need to think about everything. You have pay-as-you-go agents and all that stuff. And what customers actually need is a guidance for all of this. So in the real life customer cases, we are thinking about all of this when we design the adoptions. It's not about only those who have license or not, but we can't do everything at the same time, so we need to have a plan and roadmap. And before I'm going to show the customer case I've worked with, I just want to say a few words about the learnings with the real customers. So once Copilot was launched, we at the same day launched our service for this. It has developed ever since. We are now next week actually launching our new version of this service. But what we really learned with all of the customers that we started to do immediately is that it's nothing technical. We really need to foster the mindset for what we call 3C mindset for AI era work, because people need to have curiosity. They need to have courage and they need to collaborate. And if you don't have those things, no matter how much we are going to tell how this tool works, what happens when you push into this button or something, that you won't have that kind of adoption rates. So yes, and this requires a totally new approach from the training level. We can't only train people. We need to coach them in a mindset level as well. And we quickly recognized from the customers that we have that for those customers where we do coaching for all, not just for champions networks, for example, the adoption rates are super much higher, because we are humans. We are afraid of Copilot spying on us, and we are afraid of looking stupid. So we don't want to tell the coworker that, by the way, by doing this simple thing, I'm saving this much of time or making me just feel better. And we need to foster that collaboration. And coaching is very different than training, actually. It's not that structured. We need to have conversations. We need to talk about all the things that people are afraid of. And when we offer that kind of things to the organizations, we have the outcomes that I just showed you. So this is super important part of it. The focus areas in every successful Copilot adoption within our customers is in these areas. So we have learning, one of the focus area, innovation, one of the focus area, and the solutions. But as you can see here, actually, the solutions where we design the agents and workflows and everything, it's not only for the solution to development part, but as well we are training people that, hey, by the way, these are agents. This is what we do with agents. This is the whole thing. And everything needs to be supported with real-time right scaled adoption and change management, and of course the IT readiness and security part ongoingly. Some of our customers, they are, as I showed you the ADNOC case, they are investing heavily. At that point, we were as part of the learning, but there are also customers that want us to start the innovation as soon as possible. And our suggestion is that every time you start a Copilot adoption, you actually start with all of these areas. First, you need to innovate to create the solutions. In our full service, we are always offering the AI strategist to help with all of this. It might be in a big companies that they are at the same time doing different things for different functions, which means something like this. So if we take 12 ones, we deliver 3 cycles in there. And as you can see, this is really simple example in the module level. So I am not even opening here how many sessions we do under AI for all or Copilot M365 users or Copilot chat users. But you can see that everything is related here.
Emma, someone just put in 2 questions there. How to coach for mindset and defined mindset?
Yeah. Well, listening to people is the answer. So it's not about me going there with the slide deck. It's about me going there, taking people together more than asking, how are you feeling about this change? And we have inside of all of these modules, we have coaching included to everything. So but first you go training, then you go coaching, and then training and coaching. The path for the users goes like that. So if I'm the user, first I go to coaching to understand what AI is even and what I'm going to do, and to spark the curiosity. As I said, we have the 3C mindset. So first we spark the curiosity, then we tell how the technology work, then we go with the questions like responsible use and ethical things and all that through conversation, through hands-on fun exercises, or some exercises that give you the idea. It's not about the tool at the moment, but the topic that you are going through. And that in that way, we build the learning for everyone.
Perfect.
Any other questions?
No, that's all the questions so far. Thanks, Emma.
Okay. So during these customers, like what we have over 400, suddenly it might be the situation that, hey, we just purchased 1,000 new licenses. What we now do with the adoption? Because we can see here that first we did this for 1,000 users, then we have another 1,000 users. What to do? So let's then customize the suitable plan for that, and then we might change something, add some onboarding paths for the new users and all that. So this is what companies need. They need to have this kind of modular based plan ongoingly for the next months and next months and next months at least. Why don't we design this for 12 months, like in one plan? Because we learned that it's about 4 months that we can do the same things. After that, the technology changed, the AI transformation changed. So we don't really know the customers that are starting with us in this month. We can create this plan for the next 12 months, but we check it every time, because at the end of every cycle, we do the value summary and the ROI calculations and everything, choose the people for the next innovation part and everything. So within every cycle, we actually set targets to that cycle and prepare, do the maturity check and everything. Then we, of course, educate and innovate people, do the innovation stuff, and build the solution and plan the next cycle in more detail. So this is basically what happens about in 4-month cycles. Now, about the end user journey, it goes typically like this. So first, the user gets the Copilot license or a Copilot chat if you are an only M365 user. The first months, you are improving your individual efficiency by using Copilot Chat or M365 Copilot. And they are typically feeling like, okay, is this it? My own AI assistant and everything. They are focusing their own mindset and AI skills. And after that, the framework leads them to co-creating and innovation even more, like improved workflows and processes with agents through AI innovation mining. We are asking where are the bottlenecks, what are the routines we would like to break, or the problems we would like to solve. And to the 9 to 12 months about when they started, they actually can become a AI coach to lead others, because at that point, if it's a large organizations, there are coming new users and new users and new users in a wave. So rather than us just being like, okay, we need to do everything, like I need to go coach everything. No, I am coaching the AI coaches for the organization, and that's how we scale the chains. But this is basically the journey for the end user.
Perfect. There's another question in, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
How do you handle adoption of new employees coming into the company at a later stage?
Yeah, after the adoption already started.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. So typically in that situation, that goes with the organization's own process. So because it's ongoing thing, if I am a new hire, I just get my Copilot license. I don't know how to use that. So I am guided to go to the onboarding path. I'm guided to go to the materials that maybe someone already went through. If I come in a half of a cycle, then I go there, check the recordings, and then continue of that. So I think that's pretty much handled with the HR of the customers.
Perfect. And someone just asking, would you be able to get the PowerPoint slides afterwards? Is there any chance you'd
Yeah,
be able to send them to me by email? And then I'll put them
yeah,
under the recording then.
yeah.
Perfect.
I
Thanks,
will
Emma.
send the email, the slides to Sean, and you can share those.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks,
Okay,
Emma. That's all the questions so far.
great. I'm super happy that you are active, at least it's Friday evening. But yes, this is how it goes. And about few words about the innovation mining. So first of all, when we want to build impactful AI strategies, we just can't do everything that is fun. Like I could build so much fun things pretty easily at the moment. But how do we actually make it aligned with our strategy? I am not even talking about AI strategy, but the company strategy. So at that point, our strategies goes and have the conversation with the executives. Which are the strategic areas that are most important to your business? Where do you want to see the AI impact first? After that, they would say, let's say that, okay, we just want to, the really important strategic thing for us is to improve our employee experience. Let's say that. Now then, when the team goes to do the AI innovation mining, we already know that with the core adoption team of customer, we can say that, hey, employee experience, making that better is really high in the priority for strategic goals. So what process and what people we are going to choose for the innovation mining for the first cycle? Okay, let's choose, of course, HR and onboarding process, because that's a big problem to us, and people are leaving or something because that's not working. Now then we take the people to do the problem identification from those people who are working nearby that process, onboarding process. And then we identify all the challenges, bottleneck, routines, boring stuff. And we actually choose something, what is the biggest problem, what has the most negative impact for that strategic goal. Now, let's say that is because we don't have enough time to answer everyone's questions, and we don't have enough to do that or that. Um, and we decide then to move on the AI solution mapping, where we are thinking about what is the dream state. Now, someone says that, okay, we want an onboarding buddy, this kind of a bot who answers all the questions for the new hires and everything, so that they feel that they are supported. They don't have to wait for me to answer them through Teams or Outlook or any other tool. So we create the dream state with the people working nearby that process. And then we, of course, need to do the AI readiness assessment, which means that we need to do the reality check. How prepared is our organization for this solution that we concepted? Do we have data? Do we need to do some data cleaning? Do we need to create some connectors? Do we have all that? And after that, we have proposed solution summary, which is the concept of the AI use case that are aligned with our strategy. We have done the problem identification, we have the idea, we have the reality check. These are the things that we need to done. It might be agent, it might be buying more licenses for everyday productivity. It might be even something, I don't know, totally not Copilot. But still, we go there like a shark tank and we sell that idea for the decision makers. Hey, by the way, this is the goal that you said that is important. And now we identified these problems that have the most negative impact to that. This is the idea that we have. This is the reality. This is how we can do it. And now the only thing that the customer decision maker need to be done is go or no go. And this is basically how you create impactful AI strategies. You can't just think about maybe we do something someday or someone from the high level comes to you and tell you how you need to use AI. No, it comes from the bottom to up. And after that, when we follow that process and repeat it for different groups and everything, and we think about always the people first. We have the individual value, departmental value, organizational value, and customer value. So when we put people first, and it really, where are we going with our adoption? Are we focusing on individual value, which is typically the place to start, and then continuing with departmental value and all that? We bring all the technology there. It's not about technology, it's about people and the processes and the problems we want to solve. And then we find the right solution for that. So basically, it's not just about M365 Copilot. That's a good place to start. But as we know, there are a lot more things, and even the really custom-made solutions for AI. When we follow that process, this is an example of what I just told you, the onboarding body. This could be in the core, or these are in the core of our Copilot. Uh, uh, the proposal solution summaries, we have this concept of what we are doing, like onboarding body. These are the benefits in quality terms. We have reduced workload, improved efficiency, and changed experience, faster integration, and increased confidence. These are how the quality benefit shows to HR employees. These are how the quality benefit shows to new hires. This is the description of the onboarding body. And as we can see, this is an AI use case for HR with M365 Copilot Agent. This is going to create a smoother onboarding process to support the organization's strategy to improve employee experience. So it's all aligned with the strategy. Even when we calculate the impact by these people that are working with us to create this solution through our process, is like, okay, using this kind of an onboarding bot can save 135 hours per year per employee, translating it to 13,500 in cost savings annually based on hourly wage of $100. I don't know about you, but if I was a decision maker and someone says that we need to do something with AI, or I have proposed solutions like this, it's a lot easier for me to make the decision. And it's not only about this slide. We actually have the whole thing that we fill with the people before we sell it to their own decision makers. And it's also fun. Okay, we need a lot of people to do it. Just the reality check once again. We have a huge team of different kind of roles of employees, and we need, of course, people from customer side as well. And I want you to understand, and everyone always wants you to understand, that Copilot adoption is not an IT project. It's an ongoing journey to leading humans towards reinventing their jobs, reinventing everything that exists. So that's basically the situation there. It's not about only technology. It's not about technology at all. It's a lot more of human work. What do you think about this? Do you agree with me? I'm going to change the presentation at the moment here in the background.
Perfect. And just another question in there. That's okay.
Yep, sure.
So someone just asked, do you know which departments, example, sales, HR, finance, frontline, are seeing the most value from Copilot and why?
Oh, I would just say that it's typically all the information workers. It really doesn't matter about the role or function or the industry. Anyone who gets the idea and anyone who is actually using data to something can benefit this.
And then someone asked, have you used, is it Jira Confluence connector yet? JI or A?
I know there is Jira connector already, and
Perfect.
it's been done many times. I think I am going to share another screen with you guys. Hope that you can see my screen now.
Yeah.
This is
I can see your
Aki, who
screen.
was supposed to be here, but instead it's me. So I wanted to bring Aki here at the end. So Aki is the AI president of us, and he published recently a book From Copilot to Commander. And I want to show you my favorite customer, real life customer case to the end of this webinar, because I think, yes, we are running out of time, but we still have time for questions and answers. One thing that we need to have when we want to really drive this AI transformation is vision. And we can see a lot of like create visions and AI strategies and all of that, but I mean a vision that people can follow. Now, the biggest vision that I have seen ever since as a consultant is the city of Abu Dhabi, which announced in this January that they are going to be the world first AI native city, and it is going to be there 2027. Now, I've worked with the city of Abu Dhabi, the Department of Government Enablement, the whole year, even this week. And I want to show you what we do there with people, with all the citizens, with all the information workers from all the functions and all the roles. First of all, when you want to do something like this, look at what UIA does. First of all, in the government level, the federal government says that we want to become the world's most prepared country for artificial intelligence. The people are giving, the leaders are giving their face for the AI transformation. Like, this is the UIA national strategy for 2031. And they say to people that we will transform the UIA into a world leader in AI, period. That's that. We are just going to do that. So this is a perfect example of create a vision and guiding objectives that at the highest possible level. This is not an IT decision. This is not something let's just try. If you want to leverage the full power and potential of AI, the highest level decision and vision needs to be made. Now, after that, what you need to do, the next step, you need to ensure that different entities under, in this case of the UAE, United Arab Emirates, you have the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Now, what Abu Dhabi did was that, okay, our country has that vision to be the most prepared country for AI. Now, okay, but our city will be the world first AI native city. So they gave the like responsibility of driving this change in Abu Dhabi to the Department of Government Enablement. Been working closely with them, and they said that I think this is really informative. when I was talking with them, I just came back to there. I was there a couple of months working with their people. They were like, yeah, AI is moving fast, but we are flying. So that's the thing. It's not about question, should we do something? It's a question about what every single one of us working for the administration of Abu Dhabi should do. They even launched the idea that, and by the way, we are going to be AI native and we are going to create 5,000 new jobs for the same year. They are not thinking about, are people going to lose their jobs? We need to reinvent the jobs and we need to actually create new jobs, not losing them. Now, what we actually do there with the people, this is from one of the sessions we are delivering these. In-person sessions are the best. Also, we do online a lot. This is from Abu Dhabi. I think it was early February when this happened. What we are talking about with people, and the people you can see in the picture, they are from every role, from every function, from every role. It's just like, this is for everyone. What we go through with them within this AI for all session is that we are going to teach them how to structure AI use cases, how I just showed you. That's the most important thing they need to take away from this session. They need to have the tools that, okay, I now go back to my team and we are going to identify where our problem is. We are going to fill these templates and create the proposed solution summary for how we would like to create our work smoother. We are going through AI basics, like what is AI even in terms of computer science, machine learning, deep learning, all that stuff, very theoretical. What are neural networks, the theoretical background that everyone needs to know about AI. Then we move on to generative AI, and we are thinking about what do you need to know in the mindset level to actually understand and actually learn the generative AI. So it's a lot of mindset coaching at that point. We go through with responsible AI and prompting. And after that, we are going to use the rest of the time, half of the session almost, by showcasing what you can do as a marketer, as a leader, as HR, talent management, legal, communications. We show them in real life demo environment how Copilot works. How can you use the voice commands and everything with frontline workers? If you don't have some language barriers or something, we show them how you can use Copilot for that. And we are talking about not only Copilot, of course, that's the tool for us. We are Microsoft partners, but we are talking about generative AI in general. And people are loving these sessions. Even it's 2.5 to 3 hours, even sometimes 4, because people want to continue and continue and continue and have these conversations. But imagine offering this kind of empowering learning to everyone, what change it can make. And after that, with every entity, we can move on to their own adoption plan. How many licenses? What about pay-as-you-go agents? What about all of that for every entity? But first, we need to get everyone, and the higher level leaders are here as well. You can't exclude yourself just because you are executive. Every time talking about manager teams or executive teams, and they're asking, okay, Emma, what should I know about this thing because of I'm a high level leader? And I said exactly the same things that your people. You can't lead the AI transformation if you don't know the same things. But imagine all of this for every employee, and they are not saying, we come and tell you at some point what you need to do, but go, fly, find the ways, tell us what you want to do, let's do it. Let's prioritize your ideas and do it. And that's how it goes.
Perfect. Someone put in a question, Mingles, for your last question is, yes, I totally agree with you that it is not an IT project, even though I currently treat it as an IT project in my own company. But it is an insight I will definitely share with my colleagues to decide how to proceed in the future.
Yeah. Just push the limits. It's a new thing, and companies don't have budget. Companies don't have like people, they don't have someone, hey, you are now in response of driving our AI transformation. But now it starts to happen in big world. It already happens, but at least in my home country in Finland, we can see that a lot. It's always IT manager, the poor IT manager, and someone tell the IT manager that, by the way, take care of our AI adoption, and they are like, what? Because they just want to allocate the licenses and check the security and everything. Of course, that's a big part of the adoption, really important part. But what about the humans? Just allocating the licenses doesn't give people the idea how to do this, how to actually drive the change, how to find the strategic use cases and the impact to find these kind of things. Okay.
Perfect. Is that
Any
everything?
other questions?
Yes. So thank you, Emma, for a great
Everything I got?
presentation. So we'll now get into questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to type in the questions box now. So another question is, what are the biggest challenges organizations face during Copilot rollout, and how did they overcome them?
I would say it's always about the adoption and change management. If you don't have resources to do the communications, because that's what companies need to do by themselves. We have all the templates and support and everything. But if you don't own the adoption, it's not owned by us as a partner. The company needs to, the organization needs to have the mindset that we are doing this. You are helping us. You will tell us the best practices and everything, but we will give you resources, our communication specialists and all that. So if people, they don't come to those sessions or they don't find the platforms, there's no use to have Copilot license. If you are not going to use the license, it's an expensive one. So it's about adoption and change management, as it always is.
Perfect. Yeah, that looks like all the questions. So
yeah.
On behalf of the ESBC community, we'd like to extend a big thank you to you again, Emma, for taking time out to take part of this webinar. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. This is my favorite topic, and please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I had the slide within the presentation that collapsed just before I was about to start with the QR code and everything. But if I just send the link to my LinkedIn to Sean, he can share that to you, because I am more than happy to take you to my network, sharing all these kind of things there ongoingly.
Perfect. I'll do that. No problem. So that's the end of today's webinar. You can find this webinar and more at sharepointeurope.com/resource center. Thanks again, all of you, for joining us today, and I hope you join us again soon. Take care.